Alright, now how do I get to my page? Alright, let's see. That's better. Oh, that's fancy. You can zoom in and out with that. Still getting the hang of the controls. Okay, it's another kind of zoom. That's erase. And that's save. Okay. So that one. Not bad. Oh, it doesn't save the stuff off the edge. Okay. The third button is the brush. What did I want to do? No, 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 no. No, that's not it. Wow. Don't want that. Trying to decide whether I want it where the mouse stays when I let go, or if it automatically goes to the position I put it on the tablet. I feel like I like that more. consistent. I'd like to get a fill gradient. Huh. How about that? Do a little paint bucket there. Let's do that. Ah. Okay. Let's take the eraser. Oh, I should have. Oops. I'm gonna have a lot to learn. That's better. Well, now I need to shade the bottom part of it. And let's, actually I can paint that black. Do that. Yeah, that works. Okay, now how do I darken this? Something like that. Oh, wrong layer. I want that layer. Maybe I want a new layer? Let's try that. Okay. Not exactly what I want. Let's do a soft one. Oh, wow. That's cool. All right. It's too small. I need an undo button. Is there a way I can map that? Undo. I feel like I need undo more than save. Yeah, I guess that's it. So if I do... That didn't seem to do it. Oh, it's upside down. Damn it. So I have to invert my bindings to what it says here. Okie dokie. That explains why... I'll have to redo these. Okay, that's better. Okay, so the whole body's gonna be a little bit darker. Which means I need a much bigger brush. Maybe not that big. Oh, redo. Shoot. Now I need a little darker on the arm. So we'll go like this. It looks weird though. Now how do I brighten these? I need like a brighter color. That's not showing up very well. Let's see here. Needs to be a little more colorful. A little less colorful. Maybe it needs to be more white. Yeah, that's the color I want. Okay. Maybe I want to take off the pressure sensitivity. Soft round. What does that do? No, I don't want that. What else we got? Hard round. Nope. I feel like I have to do soft, but it's a little too much. Can I do some hardness? Yeah, that's kind of what I want. Alright. Hello, Slam Jambert. I am learning how to draw digitally. Thought I'd go with a simple enemy from the game. But it is really hard. Shading was always my worst skill, so I don't expect to do well. But it's fun to try. Can I save this as a custom swatch? Yeah, let's do that. And we'll go back to this. Team libraries. Let's make it smaller. Oh, yeah, it looks kind of crap. Alright, if I go back to that one, can brighten up this area. And brighten up this area a little bit. Give me a little bit of this. And let's do that. That's not working at all. I think it's because I already have some shading there. Well, I tried. I think that's a pretty good start. I'm going to share this in the Discord server. Actually, I haven't seen you in a while, Slam Jambert. Let's see. I think I'll share it. Let's do this. And grab that. That's satisfying. It doesn't even look that bad for a first drawing. Let's see, what else can I do? There's a lot of things I want to do, but I'm just nowhere near equipped for because I'm just starting out. But could try the moon. Yeah, I could do the moon with the never sets. That's kind of a detailed drawing, but could do rough. The illustrations. Could do monster. Just right out of the... That's a bit much. Alright, let's see what I can do. Let's save this as the Magneto. Do that. Well, you've been working a lot. I mean, I'm used to drawing with a physical pen or a pencil, but I was always more of like a sketch or concept artist in that way, and I'm still gonna do it, but it's very sketch for me. I guess I'm hoping that it'll be the inverse for me, where digital is easier, but that's kind of cool that some people out there can actually master the physical form. And you do have some options, like you have all the different kinds of coloring, so long as money's not an issue. There's like oil and watercolor and the paints and markers and colored pencils and all this stuff, which is pretty fascinating in itself. Let's add some music. That's my OBS. And where's the other? Let's do the playlist. Hopefully that's not too loud. Moon, Zackwell, Undead Lavitz. I guess I could just go for the moon, but I don't have all my reference pictures up, so I'm gonna have to do it another way. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to do a trace first on a single layer. Sampling some of the colors just so I can mess around based on that. Oh, it's still the gray color. Oh, that's cool. See you, Slam Jambert. Thanks for coming in. So apparently, I don't have to start the lines out all smudgy. I can just smudge them afterward. So if I make this strength a little bit less. That's cool. Alright, so regular first. Then I can smudge them after. Is that better? Maybe about like that. I haven't had to tweak audio in a long time. Oof. Hopefully you saw my first one. I posted it in the Discord. You know, I should probably try and go live in the Discord too. Can I do it simultaneously? Now I can do both. Well, if I need to still change the audio, let me know. And here is the Myconito from a reference picture I just grabbed real fast on the wiki. Move that over there. Put that over there. The trick is going to be like making all these lines fade out in the exact way that I want them to. So for this, I've got the brush, the smudgy thing.
Hey guys, Furry here. I hope you liked that song from Legend of Dragoon, which was requested by Danny on Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. And yeah.
Next one. Ooh, that's trippy. I don't know what to do with that, but let's say I took a color and now it's not doing anything. Whoa. Oh, it takes the source. Oh my god. That's the Trail of the Black Monsters. Let me do that. Because they're on separate layers, I can't capture that one easily. So if I do that... Ooh, that's pretty fancy. Yeah, I could just stream that right on through. But I need to make these lines glow too, so how can I do that? Let's see. I know how to make stuff glow. Yeah, so we'll do something like this, and we'll just take a color from there, make it kind of a softer. Oh, the side. Oh. Okay. Yep, that's what I want. Something like that. Just a very light amount. 1%. That's cool. I should still be able to smudge these lines some way. Now if I smudge them... How much smudge is good? If I make it really big, what happens? It just kind of goes through the middle. Okay, that's not very good. Maybe I just have to do it in little streaks. Sometimes it smudges almost nothing, though. Maybe I should have copied this into another layer without a glow and smudge that one. Well, that wouldn't do much. Can I just draw smudged lines? Like, I need a brush that lets me... Here, let's make this bigger. There we go. General, dry... Pastel Palooza. Looks like it is a brush by itself. Alright, let's take this. It's not putting anything on there. Let's say I did that. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. So what am I doing wrong? Looks like a great brush. Says it's a brush tool. Drawing box. Okay, that's doing something. That actually looks amazing. Alright, so let's try the Pastel Palooza again. Aha! So I should be able to just get that jaggedness from the get-go. If I can adjust the hardness. No, of course I can't. So if I turn these off and just start from scratch. It's a little nicer, but I need more jitter. Okay. All right. What was I doing? General dry wet special. Do I have any more brushes? I may need to get a bunch of brushes, because that might be my problem. I don't want to... Yeah, I don't have any other brushes. That is probably going to be one of my big issues if I want to actually be able to do cool stuff. But I should be able to do something. Chunky charcoal. That gives me some nice lines. Oh, let's change the opacity. Let's go down to like that much. So I'm definitely not ready to make this. But it's still fun to try. In some ways it feels like it'd be easier to just do this with a mouse. But this feels way more powerful anyway. Alright, so the next subject. I did better with the Myconito because it was so simple. What else can I do here? Just pull something out of the Chinese strategy guide, why don't I? Ooh, I could do the Mazo. That shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, let's do a Mazo. Okay, this should be a little easier. So first I gotta put all these layers away. Let's put the reference next to it. That's better. Okay. Now onto the Mazo. Ooh, let's see. Where's my Mazo? Community management website. Discord? Stickers. There we go. Okay. You've been struggling with the moon? How am I going to do this? I feel like for the moon, I'd be having an easier time making it just regularly in Photoshop without a drawing tablet, because I could just make, you know, arced lines at a, like, for example, I can do the thing where you just do that, and you make another layer, and then you can turn it into a rectangle? What? That's not supposed to happen. There's supposed to be... Is it because I have it on path? Okay, let's try this. What the... Okay. That's not right. No... Maybe it was in Illustrator? But you could, like, take it at the center point and it would bend it. It would just bend the line. I could just make a bunch of those on the moon and apply the same blending options, potentially. But I can't do all the brush stuff with that very well, so... Ooh. I don't know how you're gonna get a necklace out of that. I mean, I know what colors I'd pick for the beads, but... drawing one for the center, like, pendant, I would be scared. Alright, let's get rid of that. And Let's just do a basic thingy here. Brushes are probably gonna confuse me for a while until I get used to them. Like, I know soft and hard, but that's about it. Okay, so we'll do that. Just make it pure black. And damn. Opacity 100. Oh, that'll be fun. Reverse it. You know, that actually, sometimes when I wear necklaces, the pendant flips over, even though it doesn't seem like it would flip over that easily, it just does. And so that way it's never showing a backside, necessarily. It's always showing something to people. So that's a good idea. I like that. I think I'll draw the head kind of independently there. There we go. There's my Mazo head for the skull bit. And then I need to do a separate layer underneath that. Too skinny and tilted. Man, this is tough. I want to get it. I'm probably worrying too much about accuracy, but you know. So we'll go down here and there we go. Good enough. And we'll just do it that way. They look really weird like this, but I'm gonna work with it. Let's move the reference image over. And let's move all of this up. Let's move that in like that, and that'll do. I feel like I just... this is a cross between a Mazo and a Baymax. It's like, how would you rate your pain on a scale from 1 to 10, just taking surveys while Faust is obliterating the party? Oh, that's fun. Okay. Well, yep, it's Baymax now. Let's get a little... Baymax! Alright, I need to just cap off the arms. There's nothing on that layer. There we go. Now that's enclosed. Yeah, let's get some purple. Ah, hello there. 1 second. My music was a little too loud, I think. Welcome.
Hey.
So I'm just...
Drawing?
Yeah, I'm doing very terrible drawings because it's my first time. But I did a decent Myconito, so that's nice.
Cute.
And then a terrible Moon That Never Sets, so I'm just gonna not try again for a little while on that one.
Okay.
And my Mazo looks like Baymax, so I'm doing great. Do you know who the Mazo are?
No.
They are the worshippers that are surrounding Faust in the battle. I think I want a different purple. I've always been able to do some drawing, but I have to learn how to shade stuff now, which is the hardest thing in the universe for me.
I think at this point I don't have as much experience like with traditional drawing as I do with like pixel art.
Can a tablet be used for pixel art too?
I think people do that, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I have big respect for pixel artists in general.
Yeah, I was like kind of making a game for like 9 months, and so I sort of like learned to do pixel art like for that.
Yeah.
And I was mostly operating within like NES style constraints, so it's like kind of like limited, but still.
Yeah.
You can like do a lot with that.
I'll have to try it sometime.
Yeah, I like it because it's so like it's like a limited number of choices that you can make, especially if you're working with like a small palette. So it's like every pixel has like a right and a wrong thing. I don't know. I felt like it simplified the process of like making something a little bit, you know?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Constraints, you know,
Yeah,
can help with creativity.
I agree very much. My constraints right now are trying to figure out how to use these buttons on the drawing tablet for the shortcuts it has.
Oh yeah, that's the big thing too. Is like learning your shortcuts.
Oh, that looks nice. The whole pressure sensitivity thing is amazing. If I could master that, because I can do pretty. I've done Photoshop for almost 15 years, but being able to like press my pen down and get different like weights on the brush is just like another level.
Yeah. I don't have a tablet, but I could see how that would be the case.
Okay. I might be able to make this one not suck.
Yeah, I think part of it is just like the more time you spend on a piece, like the better it'll look. So like, don't be afraid to spend go on it.
Gotcha.
How long time? Like I've done like hours on like art. I guess you know, like you know Photoshop.
Mm-hmm. I could probably change the hardness a little bit. It's a little too much.
Yeah, it's such an obscure character.
Yeah, almost no one even knows who it is. This is just kind of my zone.
Yeah, that's cool.
I do, I mean, I'm going to draw a dart, obviously, and other stuff, but they're so overdone anyway, I might as well at least put a few new things out there.
Yeah, it's more interesting.
Like, I'd love to get a good shot of Mappy, because that's also a basic character model. There's no shirt, I think, and it's just basic pants. And there's just that little bit of hair, so, like, I could probably draw that, like, very soon, you know?
That's the seed, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna get the color down. There we go.
I like his little face.
Yeah, temporarily he's just Baymax from Big Hero 6. It's the best I can do until I get up there with the actual, like, the actual mask. It looks kind of weird and hideous.
What, the mask?
Yeah, the red and green little bits. It almost looks like a ceremonial mask for like Day of the Dead, you know?
Yeah, I just have that vibe.
Kind of weird. There's like an X of An X of gems with some gems on the top. Big teeth, I'm assuming. That's gonna be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just trying to draw these individual like robe wrinkles. Well, it could be worse. Now I need some darkness. I'm gonna have to figure out, like, I keep doing this thing where I'm choosing something different, and then I draw and it's not showing up.
Yeah, I don't know Photoshop really.
Ah, there we go.
Wrong layer maybe.
I have to balance out, like, I can probably kill the outline. Maybe I could just do that. If I make a backup of that, hide it, and then paint this over. There we go. Okay, maybe I can do that. Now I need to get back up there and get the dark shadow thingy. Okay. We'll do... Let's get some... around. And we'll do... No. That. And... There we go. Fill that in. Okay. That's gonna be face. Oops. That's... Oh, my undo button's no longer working.
I guess another thing that I try to tell people when you're doing art is to like try to establish a lighting direction if you can. That tends to help.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did with the Micanito.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason that worked is because it was an extremely simple drawing.
Yeah.
But yeah, making all the... Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how to do lighting in general.
Yeah, you know, I mean, just like a lighter value on one side and darker on the other, whatever goes along with.
Yeah. Alright,
That's like a big thing in pixel art that people always emphasize.
Yeah.
Oof. A little bit sleepy.
Any reason?
Well, I was up pretty late last night. One of my partners and I went to, we went to meet some guys I know at, the new Sonic movie.
Ah.
Yeah. So we were up until like 2 in the fucking morning because like the movie started at like I think 9, but you know like you're there until like 11 or whatever, and then like you gotta go home, but like we wanted to get some food first, and it's like this whole thing. But I don't know. The movie was entertaining. There was one point where I laughed so hard that I cried
Oh dear.
in the theater. It was embarrassing. Like I don't think the movie was bad. Like it was good for what it is. I think for a video game movie, it was great.
Do you think it was at least on par with the first one?
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen the first one actually, but like the guys that we went with, the people we went with are like big Sonic fans. They're like nerdy, you know, just I guess dudes that my boyfriend knows. He's just friends with all these like gamer people, you know. And they're like actual like Sonic fans, and they seem to think that the second one was a lot better than the first one.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, I think it has more focus on like the actual like characters that people care about, and like a little bit less like human people like ham-fisted in there. Like there's still a little bit of that like focus on like extraneous characters, but like not as much
Right.
as the first one.
It's kind of how I feel with Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Like if humans are part of the world, I get it, you know, but just
Yeah.
so much of it was about the humans, and I was just like, there's almost no Transformers here.
Yeah, it's always a mistake to
The-
make.
I think one of the, not secrets, but one of the good practices when it comes to creating fiction or bringing fiction to a new medium or making it live action or whatever is that you've got to be careful of how much you humanize that fictional thing. Like if you just have the robots bickering like they're humans, they're not really robots to me. You know what I mean? They should have their own rules, their own designs. And then they had like in one of the last Transformers movies under Michael Bay, they had Optimus Prime with like an axe and a shield, and he's got a mount like it's World of Warcraft, and I'm like, this isn't robot stuff.
Yeah.
This is the dreams of a man, not a robot. So like there should be more alienness to things like that, and I think that's what Sonic and other things can benefit from, is when they just focus on the source material and not make it so human. It's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah, I think it's pretty insightful. I remember, I didn't see all the Transformers movies, but of course I remember like Bumblebee like break dancing or whatever the fuck. It's like this, I don't know.
Like a little bit of that could possibly maybe work, but it just kept getting like shoved down my throat.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, have you seen the second Venom movie?
Honestly, no, I don't
Oh.
like like superhero movies.
Then I cannot use that reference.
Okay. It's okay.
Basically, there's a moment where one of the alien symbiotes, you know, they kill humans, and this one was just exiting a jail or something, breaking out of a jail, and ends up like shoving its alien tongue down someone's throat and like almost out the other end, kind of a thing.
Wow.
Now, I'm not gonna condone violence, but when it comes to that fictional material, that's like the one time I want something shoved down my throat. Frankly.
Yeah. Okay.
You're welcome.
Wow. Yeah, that's valid.
It damn well better be. I didn't even know, like, some people were complaining that the Venom films are pushing too hard to make Venom and the host a queer couple.
Mm.
And I saw this savage Twitter post of someone being like, "Oh, sure, yeah, this is all brand new, totally." And they posted like 4 or 5 screenshots from the original comics, which has really, really strong over, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It seems very obvious to me that there is a relationship there.
Oh,
but
really?
between the host and the symbiote. Yeah, it's so. I mean, I think it makes sense. Andy Serkis did a good job just giving that some live action life.
Yeah. Um. That's cool. I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, it's now my favorite queer relationship movie, basically.
That's cute.
It's not supposed to be, and the ironic thing is, I can't not support that, but at the same time, I really wanted it to be more about the alien aspect, and it's again very humanized. They're like, the first movie starts off with several of them, and you only really get to see 2, and they're probably never going to show the other ones. And I'm just like, oh my god, I really wanted to know more about them.
Yeah. That's valid.
Anyway,
Okay. These mainstream movies are always gonna try to like water shit down for like larger audiences or whatever, Jonathan Harker, that kind of stuff.
on the other side of it, like, it could just be seen as a tease, and they've only got so much CG budget, of course.
Yeah, that's true. I guess there is a limit to like how much you want to show. Like, oh, I opened up my level editor and forgot to making this thief mod, and I always forget, like every time I reopen the editor, that I have to like turn on persistent player position, or else when I try to jump into the game, I spawn like outside of the goddamn map. And I'm
Yep.
always surprised. I'm like, whoa.
Why did that happen?
Yeah, it's a little jarring. Last night I was setting up patrol routes for the guards. Oops, and I also forgot to make them all blind. Okay. I just got attacked by my own guy. Okay.
That's an oopsie.
Yeah. There's like a toggle for like guard awareness in the editor, and you have to like manually make them all deaf and blind in order to like not get attacked. Oh hi. Okay,
Hi.
bye. Okay.
Hi.
Hey, hello.
Hi.
Is that you, Kara?
Yes. You may also hear my husband is also here in the background.
Yeah.
And also my dog.
He's
Basically, I'm on speaker at the moment, so I apologize. I'm gonna try to keep my
You're okay.
but I'm not talking.
Your husband sounds really squeaky right now. I might want to tune that.
Okay, I kind
Or-
of live in a zoo. We've been over this.
Feed him some bird seed or something.
Cute.
Okay, so I've got this little baby red dot right about there, and right about there. Now I need
Wow,
green.
this is great. I wasn't expecting to be a guest on the Legend of Dragoon podcast, but here we are.
Oh, this is just my casual stream. No podcast.
I know, I'm kidding, because it's like you and Kara at the same
Yeah,
time.
it is true. I'm now in a...
Lowest budget podcast ever.
Technically, this is a...
High budget, right?
This is the higher budget podcast right now because then we didn't have an $80 tablet. Now look at all these amazing graphics we can have to go with the sound.
Oh, when you say it like that, it just sounds sad.
Okay, so this is gonna be purple. If I can get a hang of customizing these key button things, I can probably do this a lot faster. So we're gonna darken that and go back to the
sure does make a big difference.
brush tool and see if I can draw that in.
Right now I'm putting a pause point into this guard's patrol to make him stand around for a second before he keeps on walking. Add a little bit of realism or whatever.
Cool.
But yeah, it looks a lot better than just having them like continuously walking around, you know, like they stop, they look at something interesting on their route, and they like keep going, you know.
Right.
Are you streaming outside of Discord or just Discord?
Discord and YouTube,
Oh, really?
but I have like one viewer.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that one viewer is me because I am also watching on YouTube.
Well, that's just duplicitous.
I'm sorry, do you want my view or not?
I just wanted to use the pun. Alright, now to make these way too low-res teeth. Actually, do we have a picture? Do we have a picture? We have a thing. We have a thing somewhere. Alright. Search engine, don't fail me now.
Are you Googling, like, big giant teeth?
Yeah, I no. Also, Kara, real quick, Zycronix has 1.07 thousand subscribers on YouTube.
Wow.
Wait, how many?
1.07 thousand, like they know we're getting close.
Man.
Almost
Wow.
almost 1.08 thousand. I am searching their channel for the Faust video that should have the Mazo in 4K, maybe? Ah, darn, don't do that. Okay. Do you have it? Yeah, 1440p. Let's see here. Okay, so their teeth are like... It's just... What in the hell? It's like they don't have a bottom and top row. They just have like full pillars of teeth. Either that
Yeah.
or the quality didn't come through on the bisecting, but that's maybe I'll just draw them that way on purpose. Just give them like 4 pillars for teeth.
Yeah, I think that's more interesting.
Let's
than
let's
functional.
let's do that. All right. All right, we're
I
gonna.
mean, if it was like a ceremonial mask or something, which is kind of what it looks like to me, then it wouldn't really matter. Like if it was just one piece or two, because it doesn't actually have to function like a real mouth.
Yeah, I'm just being too precise with how I want to do it for my own good.
I mean, you can do it however you want. Take, artistic liberties with it.
One, two, three. Okay. I made a muzzle mask and it looks terrible. I could definitely do this better with a mouse.
I mean, that's a good start. Just add like a little detail to it or whatever.
Oh yeah. The whole point is that these are going to suck for a while. I totally know that.
Yeah.
Although I do find it a little funny that my first one still feels like my best one. But that's a good start. So what should I do next? Maybe just some original content or something. Let's save this as LOD sketches.
Well, I am gonna get off here, but it was great watching you. And honestly, I think you're doing really well, especially for the first time working with this tablet. Like, I'm genuinely impressed. So
Thank you.
Don't count yourself short.
That's probably something I need to hear. You take care.
Yeah, you have a good one, and you too, Data.
Oh yeah, bye.
Bye.
Okay. Let's do at least one more drawing.
So you remember how I said I was trying to add like a pause point in the Skies Patrol a few minutes ago?
Yep.
I'm like still trying to do that.
The easy stuff is always the hardest, right?
Yeah, it's always like, well, it never works the first time. It's like, oh my god, like what's the problem?
Hmm.
It's like writing code or something.
You sound like me when I'm trying to fix collision issues in my racing game.
Exactly.
It's like, how come this barrel is transparent but this one isn't? And it's like, my code isn't that complicated.
I feel like if something works the first time, that should be like the biggest red flag. It's like, okay, what did I miss?
Right. It's too good to be true.
There he goes. Now he's doing it. That's good. Some difficult script settings.
All right. Ah, there's an idea. Yeah, shed some light on the situation.
Mo, who's there?
Hey.
Poot and suit.
Greetings.
Hey,
Oh,
Drew, hadn't seen you on in a while.
yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Hope you're doing all right.
Mostly good. Mostly good right now. I missed your avatar, that's for sure. Wow. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
I'm just here
So
learning
what-
how to do a tablet for the first time.
Oh,
Like a drawing tablet.
what did you get? Wacom?
No, I avoided Wacom like the plague.
Okay.
I got a Hoyon, but it was dead on arrival.
Oof.
I tried it on like 3 different machines, and I troubleshooted and checked other people's, posts and threads and stuff, and their troubleshooting page on the website, and it could have been a lot of things, driver issues, conflict with mouse, but by the time it has a mode that it works with Android phones, and my phone doesn't have a mouse or a mouse driver, so when it had the same exact bug on my phone, I knew it was a hardware issue. I sent that sucker back, and yesterday, that was Friday night, I was all psyched up, and like I spent 4 hours, and it was just completely lost the whole night. And then Saturday, I decided I would return it, get my money back, and I ordered a different one in the meantime because I didn't want to give up on the dream. So I found one a little bit cheaper with about the same display area. It just didn't have like a LCD sketch thing on the other side, which I didn't really need. And it ended up only being $48, and it works right out of the box. It got here in like 12 hours it took to ship here.
Nice.
It's like they had one already in St. Louis or something. So I don't know if you're actually watching this stream, but if you are, I'll show you what I did already. So I made 3 things. One of them is the moon that never sets. I still have to figure out how brushes work, so for now it looks like crap. I also have a Mazo. The Mazo are the worshippers of Faust. So just practicing some, like, how would it look if I did it manually instead of with a mouse kind of a thing, and just practice. And then I have the Myconito, one of the minor enemies.
Nice.
And I think that's my best one so far.
I like it.
Me too. The shading actually doesn't suck on it, so I'm very, 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 very protective of that particular drawing now. And I was just about to move away to original art.
Nice.
So this
Yeah,
is...
sorry, I haven't been too involved lately.
You don't need to be. You can be here for 5 minutes, and like that's your prerogative,
Yeah.
Everybody comes and goes. It's all good. What does bring you back? Just curious?
I just saw you on. I was browsing through my things, and I was like, someone's streaming on Legend of Dragoon?
Mm-hmm.
And popped in and saw you.
Yep. I'm
That
doing
and, I know with the recent speedrunning strats I've been involved with, the one I had mentioned to you like last month.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, could you pin that? Because I know everyone's really excited about the new debug room strat.
Right. That we finally have like a skip version of category.
Yeah.
Did I actually pin that, or do you still need that?
No, you pinned it. You did it.
I did pin the tail on the donkey.
Yes. It's gonna be nice to watch more people get involved with that. And I think that this should we should see an increase in that. I actually heard of a couple other runners when they found out about the save file glitch. They're like, oh, I might run that again.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
So that's like, that glitch is like just recently discovered then, the save file thing?
I mean, I believe it's been known about. It's just,
We couldn't do anything with it.
yeah.
Like basically, we've been able to go into the debug room, but for a long time we couldn't leave the debug room. And then when we could leave the debug room, everyone was level 0, so as soon as you got into a battle, it was immediately game over.
Wow.
It's very, yeah. So now there's like the save corruption where you save over ghost files and it can cause different outcomes. It cuts down the runtime to under 4 hours for the speed run.
Yeah, and the pin we were talking about was just save information that allows anybody to go and use this specific save file without having to actually do all the work that it takes to get it working. Because it's not technically part of the run.
Yeah. Because with everyone, having to fiddle with that, it can just, you're doing it 6, 7, 8 times in a row trying to get the right timing is annoying.
Yeah, it just makes the run more accessible.
I'm curious about, you said level 0, like what exactly, like what's the deal with that?
I couldn't say exactly why that happens.
Or like not necessarily why, but like what, I don't know, like, you just get like one shot, basically?
Like the minute you enter the battle, it's over automatically, I think.
Yeah, you have 0 health. You have 0 health.
Wow, so you just game over without even like getting hit.
Yeah, the game over check only happens once battle is on. So while you're running around the field, the game thinks you're okay.
Yeah. Weird.
And then by warping around, there's a way to get you can skip a lot of plot flags. You can let's say there are plot flags from like 1 to 100, and you jump in at like plot flag 57. You'll still be able to trigger 58, 59, 60, whatever, and ignore all the previous ones. So what that means is you can go into I don't know, Deningrad and like grab Miranda, who has a default level of 23.
Oh, nice.
And that allows you to do the run, sort of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to see runs for it, and we'll probably see them fairly soon once routing gets more notes.
Right. Apparently, the initial posts are coming in slowly just because it can be such a hassle unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and running RPGs is always tedious.
Yeah, they're not designed for speedrunning like a racing game is.
Yeah.
Or a platformer, per se.
I've actually been watching a lot of Elden Ring speedruns, and the main person that's been getting all the world records just got it down to 12 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny, because when they got it to sub 30, they were like, I'm pretty much done with any percent. I'm going to switch over to all bosses speedruns. And then, like, within a week, they're like, hey, I beat the world record again in that 8%.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I personally, after watching the 12-minute speedrun, I personally think they can get it to sub 10 because, I mean, have you been paying attention to it at all?
Not really.
So they do a thing called zipping, where it's kind of hard to explain, but essentially, well, actually, let me ask you this question. Do you know, like, from software games, they have, for a lot of their processing movement and things, they have stable and unstable ground. Do you know of that?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so essentially they're using stable and unstable ground calculations to essentially fling their character across maps. in a way that, like, if you aim at a certain spot, the game thinks that the area you're aiming at is the next portion of stable ground.
Uh-huh.
And so when you take a step forward, you literally zip across the map and then land on that next plot of stable ground.
Gotcha.
But it's very difficult to set up because it has a lot to do with hardware detection. So to do it, you have to. I believe it has a lot to do with like RAM and how it reads the RAM. And so currently, a lot of the people that are doing these speed runs with zips, they have to like manipulate their hardware or set up a virtual machine.
That's a
to
lot.
actually do the glitch. Yeah.
Huh.
And even then, it's not guaranteed it's going to work, because it's, you know, not everybody's going to have the same hardware.
Right.
But yeah, that's currently what's being used as part of the NE%. But I think he can get to sub 10 because watching the speed run, I calculated how much time was spent attempting the zips, and it was close to like 1.5 minutes total. Of just trying to get the zip set up, because essentially you have to like block while kind of inching forward, and then if it doesn't do it right in a certain spot, you have to turn around, reset your character model, and then try it again.
Right.
And he spent well over 1 minute trying to do that in total for all the areas he needed to do the zip in. It's going to be interesting. Also, with that 12-minute speedrun, Elden Ring is now the fastest, the From Software game with the fastest speedrun times.
Yikes.
Wow. That's fun.
Yeah, and I think it really has a lot to do with it being open world is the reason why.
It's gotta be.
Because there's so many areas with like soft checks that the game is designed so that if you want to, you can skip certain bosses.
Yeah, a lot of the bosses are like you don't necessarily have to go after them. They just fill the area out.
They also use an older version of it as well, because some of the more recent patches fix some terrain things, which make it so that certain bosses don't take fall damage in certain areas. Which is how they were getting past some bosses, like literally one-shotting them by getting them to fall off a
Right.
cliff.
I recently bookmarked a video how to beat Elden Ring without ever firing or without any direct attacks is the video's title, and I can't wait to see that.
That one's really good.
Totally not so that I can do something with that on my own account.
You absolutely can, but like it's so hard.
Mm-hmm. I started with a wretch because I wanted to just build it my own way instead of start at a higher level. But it took me so long to figure out. I was trying to look on a wiki to see like where can I pick up some free gear on the map, and it's just like no. Like even like a commoner's garb was like behind something I was nowhere near ready to kill or fight.
So like there is gear you can just go get.
I know. But I didn't like it was hard to sift the map at the time, you know.
Yeah.
I ended up spending 1,000 or 2 gold on gear from the Church of Ella Santa Claus dude.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so I've got some decent gear now, and then I realized, oh, like, you can run over these golden runes that just infinitely respawn over time, like, I have infinite money. Okay, so it's not a problem. I was scrounging so hard to just get free stuff before I started fighting that I didn't realize, oh, I could just, you know, get a couple of these runes, and I can buy gear, and then I can just infinitely pick up more runes, which I think is broken.
Yeah, but it's not. Once you start getting to like higher levels, you're not acquiring enough that way.
Yeah.
Like, I beat the game at a point where, like, I was seeing a couple of rune farming videos. Like, oh, you can get a million runes in an hour. I was like, that's a level.
Yeah.
That's one level for me. It's not helpful.
I was playing a couple hours here and there, but I haven't in a little while. It's been probably a week or so since I touched it.
I just beat it with my first character, and I wanted to try a different build, but I messed up and started New Game Plus, and I found out, oh, if you want to change your character quickly, you can change your character build and then start New Game Plus, because when you beat the last boss, you can still teleport out and play the rest of the game, and then come back and actually, like, activate a thing to finish the game.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't realize that. I just ended it. and then I was like, oh, I want to go remake my character. Oh, I have to go beat a specific boss, like, way later in the game.
Yep.
Just to respec. I don't want to do that. And then I tried making a new character, and then I realized there was some certain things that I needed that, like, I would not be able to do until way later. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take a break.
Yeah.
Oh, but one of my friends that streams had mentioned they wanted to do Legend of Dragoon. I was like, oh my god. And then they said, oh, but I'd rather get a real copy, and they're expensive and hard to find.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you live down the street from me. I will give you my copy. If you want to play and stream it, you can have my physical discs.
You actually have a local contact, and you're not gonna ask about the discs.
And then he's like, oh, well, I don't have a PlayStation. I'm like, I will give you my PlayStation.
It's the same principle.
Take it.
But they really should play with the Vulkan renderer, because that's just hotness right there. I respect original hardware, and also you shouldn't give hardware blind respect. Like LOD, they wanted us to see more than the architecture could show us, right? Because when you during the time, that's fine. Past that time, not fine. Like I've done a GIF comparison of, like, okay, here's a GIF of what it looks like on a regular TV with original hardware, and it's like all jagged and pixelated, and you can't even make out the character model. The more zoomed out it is, the more the LOD goes down, level of detail. And they share that acronym, actually. Legend of Detail, or... Anyway, so then I showed a GIF of it, like, here's with, like, the what do you call it, the primitives and polygons are, for the most part, corrected, and anti-aliasing, and all this stuff. And it's like, ooh, it's crispy now.
Yeah, and I do think it's interesting that a lot of games, like, if and when you do those kinds of things to it, not all of them turn out good.
Right.
Like, it's clear that the game was designed, like you said, it had a bit more intent as far as how good it looked.
Exactly.
The detail is there, it's just the hardware at the time.
Yeah, they had to...
Limited.
It's like you spend so much money on the graphics only to compress down the graphics. It's like you might as well have cut the graphics budget in half and put that other money, like, toward the localization QA or something. More testers, more rigorous testing.
To be fair, localization during that time,
It was the worst.
there were not too many games that had any decent stuff.
I know. And then people talk about, a remaster of the last 4 or 5 years, up till even as recently as this year, and I'm like, we can't afford to do that, because we'll do the same mistake as last time, focusing too much on graphics while everything else suffers. Yeah. It's not going to get a good review. I know this shit.
apparently localization is an issue that Elden Ring has. There are a lot of cutscenes and dialogue that was not correctly translated. Basically, it was George R. R. Martin. They translated his work into Japanese, altered whatever they needed to alter for dialogue options' sake. Like, he essentially did the framework, and then they filled in the blanks.
Yeah.
But they still had a lot of dialogue that he had written that they used, and then it was translated back from Japanese into English. So it was translated from English into Japanese, back into English, and it suffered from pretty much the same thing that happens when you do that with, like, Google Translate.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's like Google Translate.
The more you send it back and forth, the more you lose quality, just like the more you re-encode the same video.
In this case, though, they're like, the biggest problem they had was whoever was in charge of doing the English localization. It seems like they weren't given context for some of the dialogue. There's a really good video I watched on it that was like, yeah, basically, like, if I were to translate this, if someone just gave me this dialogue in Japanese, I might translate this similarly. But if I had the context that I have now about X character and the story they went behind, I probably would have gone in a completely different direction. Simply because it has different meaning depending upon how you're using it.
Right.
Yeah, that's valid. I do feel like I like the whole FromSoft, like, bad translation, like Silent Hill 2 tier, like David Lynch weirdness, though, you know, it has like a certain charm to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that about LOD too.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're going to do 2 English translations. We're going to do one in North America, aka the United States-based audience, and then we're going to do another one in UK. So most all of the script is like the same, but there's so many special changes. Like, they change every instance of the word bastard is gone because bastard, you can't say that in the UK. And the grammatical corrections are not good. Like, we have one in the North American release where you fight Surfius in the hero competition, and if you intentionally lose to him, you get the bonus scene. And it's like, oh, Surfius is going to win. Oh, just kidding. He falls over. He kind of kneels down. And the attendant, Ginger, comes out. Oh, no, it looks like Surfius's illness has gotten worsen. And that's just, it's gold in itself, right? Gotten worsen. But when you go to the UK release, which was like half a year later, his illness has got worsen.
Yeah, it's fixed, right?
Got worsen is not better than gotten worsen.
No, they fixed it.
It's not fixed. All they had to do was say gotten worse. Just get rid of the N. That's it. That's all you had to do. And that was too hard for them.
What would our society be like if in Final Fantasy X they didn't have the little boy who wants to be a blitzball when he grows up?
Takes me straight back to the jelly donuts in the Pokemon anime.
Not the jelly donuts in the IRL.
Aren't they like rice balls or something? Like rice pudding? I don't know.
No,
Right.
I'm talking about the JFK speech.
Oh, I don't know.
Where he goes to Berlin and makes a speech, and at the end he was supposed to say, "I am a Berliner." It's supposed to be like "Ich ein Berliner," but instead says "Ich ein Berliner," which is, instead of "I am a Berliner," he says "I am a jelly donut."
Ah, okay. Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah. So IRL jelly donut. But yeah, I'm aware that, but that was like during the Pokemon one was like during the early days of localization for animes, where some studios had the assumption that kids would not know what the fuck this Japanese thing is.
Right.
So let's make it American.
If only. Let's see.
Which, like, granted, there might be some, like, cultural things that, like, wouldn't be understood. But I feel like in that case where it was, hey, they're eating rice balls. Like,
Yeah.
we know what that is. I know what rice is, and I know what a ball is. And if I saw a thing, but I never know what rice balls are, and I saw an anime, hey, we're serving rice balls. I'm like, that must be a good Japanese snack if they're eating it and very excited about it.
Right.
What would probably go over my head during that age is if they were like, hey, let's serve the kids some green peppers, and all the kids had a disgusting look on their face. As an American kid, I'd be like, well, why do they look like that?
Yeah.
Green peppers are great dipped in ranch.
Well, different people have different tastes.
Well, that's a thing in Japan, is like, children in Japan react to green peppers the same way like kids in America react to like broccoli.
I love broccoli.
Drew, please.
Sorry.
Talking about your average American kid who's like, ew, broccoli.
Yeah, I guess so.
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Brussels sprouts. That's a better comparison.
That's a good example.
But yeah, the Japanese kids like hate green peppers in the same way.
I see.
It's sort of like a kid's trope thing. Like a parent threatens to feed their kids green peppers if they don't behave or something.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of thing is almost like more of a trope for like media than like a reality, possibly.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like that's the thing where if a localization kept that sort of thing into like an American localization, that would go over a lot of kids' heads.
Yeah.
Whereas a rice ball would not.
Maybe I'm just hiding my shame that I didn't know what a rice ball was back then.
I mean, I didn't either. But the point is that like if a Japanese show talked about them, I feel like my child brain could figure it out. It is a ball made out of rice.
That is true. I'll give it to you.
Which I think with a lot of more modern localizations, they have figured that out. Like, hey, this is a Japanese culture thing that's really not seen in many other cultures. We're going to keep it in the localization because it's something that the viewer can figure out on their own. They can use context clues.
Right.
We're going to assume our viewers aren't stupid.
That's a dangerous assumption. You're playing with fire. I don't need to do that at all. I can just fill these in. Let's do that. Go boom, 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 boom. Now it's looking like something. I'm designing something that is technically not original, but also original. It's a trading card concept that I built like 1 billion years ago on graph paper. And I called the card Mage Day. It's a level 3 card, whatever that means. And it says you have infinite casting points. To keep this card on the field, sacrifice 400 life each of your turns or sack it.
Did you say, is this Yu-Gi-Oh?
It looks like it's for Yu-Gi-Oh, actually. Maybe it is.
400 life points sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that does sound like that.
That's definitely not Magic.
I was trying to build a card game when I was like 15 or something, and this must have been where I got the idea. Yeah, it has like a field magic spell icon or something up in the top. I don't know. One of these days I'm actually going to finish a card game, though. Alright, now I need doodads. I need doodads. And some blending. Doodads are one of my favorite concepts in the universe. Just stuff to populate a scene.
Yeah. Props.
I got the idea from StarCraft originally, because in the map editor they actually call them doodads, just decorations.
That's cute. I always enjoy when you learn about or discover like internal tools for like a game company that had like in jokes or like little funny.
Yeah.
I think when they were making Halo 2, there was like some file they were using that was like .ass. It was like completely on purpose. Like there was some like it would include like a picture of like one of the guys like asses like mooning. I don't know. It's like very funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's bizarre. Like you can look that up if you want.
I will probably do that after the stream.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what. I think you need what like those files. Like people who like make like new levels for like Halo 2, like modders. I think they use them for something.
Right.
It might be like assembly or something. But, like, they just like Bungie just like leaned into the joke. Which most people wouldn't know. Just stuff like that. Or like looking through like textures. And just like funny little texture names that people would use or whatever. Yeah. I feel like there are examples, but I can't think of any.
That's okay.
Now. Yeah.
Oh, my first...
What? Oh, go ahead.
My first fire looks like crap.
Oh.
Oh, maybe... Oh, oh. Oh, I think...
Let's go with one. Let's go with one peak.
Okay. Shit, where's the eraser button? I think that's it. Okay.
They're not a backspace.
I'm trying to practice using the brush. It has like a eraser hotkey. That looks pretty nice.
It is, yep.
I don't suck on my first take. It has a really nice zoom. I actually spent like 2 hours. I learned that you can apparently use a Joy-Con half of a controller as like a handheld remote to give yourself custom keys that way in case your drawing tablet doesn't have like hotkeys or whatever.
Interesting.
And I have like 10 or 12 keys, but I wanted to try the Joy-Con because I have one. And like for the life of me, I was going through like 4 different homebrew pieces of software that are like highly recommended, and like none of them have a simple solution for doing like control plus mouse wheel up or down so I could zoom in or out with the joystick. So I was like, screw this. I'm just gonna charge the Joy-Con and try again another time. Now I need some yellow. And need like a fast way to change the hardness on these brushes. What brush am I even on? I can't even tell what brush I'm on. Let's try that one. This one. That's the eraser. Oops. Oh, nope, that one. Let's just do... That looks like
Good.
something. It looks like something. Maybe a little bit of blue in the middle.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Okay, I made a fire. I mean, for my first day, this isn't bad. Yeah, I don't know what else to do with this right now, but this is the first time I've ever tried digitally illustrating this piece of paper from like 15 years ago, so I'm happy with it. I'll do more with it later. So the next thing I should obviously do is get the music back. There we go. And then let's do oh, it's already almost 6 o'clock here. I need to break for dinner. I'm gonna do the scythe from Zackwell. It's a very bad idea, which is why I need to do it. Let's group these up. Call it the name of the card. What I'm really interested in, beyond just the, hey, let's see if I can draw stuff digitally, is also like, can I use this to make nicer art for my game concepts without having to necessarily find an artist to do it all? Because I mean, I do art in Photoshop, but like maybe this will help me do more art in Photoshop or other programs.
Oftentimes, learning a skill helps with other skills.
All right, so we need a reference photo. I technically have a better reference photo, but I'll just get that one anyway. Let's copy that. Maybe I can use the scan.
Oh, I thought of something, by the way. An example of like what I was saying before, of like funny little like Easter eggs. So like, in the Thief editor, there's this like placeholder texture that's like very ugly, and it's just like checkerboard, rainbow colored, and it's like basically exists just to like let you know, like, to come back to that area later and like finish it. But it's called George for some reason. I don't know why.
George.
Yeah, like Jorge, George. Seems like a very silly name for a texture, but
It probably is.
yeah, you know, could have named him Jeffrey or
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah.
Or Jackwell.
Or that.
I might have an influence going on right now.
That skull looks very like Ocarina of Time, Shadow Temple.
Isn't it great?
Yeah,
In game, it represents the god of death.
that's sick.
That's actually a nice play on words because this could be interpreted as a sickle.
Yeah, I can see that.
I need to get a hold of these buttons. Maybe I'll just do it sideways first. Ooh, that looks nice.
Is that a new brush?
It's a basic brush. Maybe... I'm trying to practice the pressure sensitivity. But every time I get close to the end, I'm just pushing down harder. Maybe I just need to go faster.
Yep, that's how a lot of people do it.
Whoa!
Fast swipe, and if you don't like it, Control Z. Remember, you can always erase the parts, like if you get a good one, but it's just too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's most artists I
Ooh.
watched. That's how they do it.
This is so cool. Wow. Alright. And I'm just approximating. I'm not worrying too much about accuracy, just to give myself the feeling here. So it's going to have a base... you know what? I need to do that. Back to the brush. And we're going to go... That's fine. And we're going to go down there, Ooh. I feel like there's moments in drawing design that you still just want to make a fucking line tool. Because I could just put in a straight line real quick and just be done with it.
Is there not... Yeah, but to say that. There you go.
Yeah, I could just do that. That's not cheating. I need an anchor for me to put the rest of my art to.
Is that not a line tool over there on the left side above where the hand is?
What do you mean?
On the left, on your menu on the left. Above the hand, but below the pointer.
Yeah, that's what I used.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's line tool. Yeah, right there. And you should make it as thick or as thin as you want. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nifty line tool.
Problem is, it's got a gray stroke around it that I don't need. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay. That'll do. And then it's going to increasify down over here, and yeah, that's fine. Test brush, okay. We're really lucky with the Chinese strategy guide that it gave us an angle where we can actually see the layout of the bottom bit more clearly than you can in game. So this needs to be jutted out. That way a little bit. And then out. Why does my art look so much better when I'm rushing it? Like I'm shooting arrows. Actually, that's a straight line. That'll do. Oh, I made it backwards. Oh, shit. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. We're gonna start over. That's pretty good. Now, I need to do the legs, which are going to be kind of weird. They go up around the base, so... There we go. And then I need the skull to go over it. The skull is clipping a bit much. But I can use that one. So the skull goes down around.
I'm gonna head out. It's been fun watching you and catching up.
Thanks. I appreciate you coming by, Putin Scoop.
No problem. I'll be back around again soon. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Hmm. Not bad. I think I should probably stop here anyway and take a break.
For sure. Yeah, I should get going too.
You take care, Data. Thanks.
Yeah, see you later.